this is Wildblade from Creative Media Vault coming to you from Tokyo, Japan. And it is a nice, beautiful day out in Tokyo. Now, for those of you who don't know me, I am a creative director. I also produce comics, original comics, and I'm developing mobile apps and games here in Tokyo. So if you're interested in any of my original works, you can check out my link below, and I'll include multiple links in the description so you can stop by to see what we've got going on with our current projects. And the purpose of today's video is to show you guys how to make YouTube thumbnails just using your smartphone and a little cool app called PicsArt. Now, the reason I decided to make this video is one, I've actually started reformatting my own YouTube channel. I haven't made videos for a while, so I've been going through the new YouTube terms and services and checking to see what has been updated and how to make your videos more successful and stuff like that, because I never really paid so much attention to it before. I was just popping videos out there for fun. But I never really thought about marketing, advertisement, or monetization for anything. But now that I'm getting into that side of it, I'm like, well, I'm gonna need to really study up on it. So after studying, I've realized, one of the key things that you need for any video is a good thumbnail. I mean, you go on YouTube and you have Daryl Eves and all of these other guys are make a thumbnail. So I finally get it. So I've been going through all of my videos and taking off some old ones, putting on new ones, and starting to really update things and add good thumbnails to them. But I think that one of the problems that a lot of new content creators have, especially if you're developing your own original works, is that many of them don't really know how to get started with marketing, advertisement, or promoting their own goods. But if you are a new content creator or you are dealing with original characters and works, YouTube is probably the best platform out of all of them for you to start promoting your stuff. And even more so than Facebook and Twitter. YouTube is the place for you to be able to market, advertise, and showcase your work and then put links to it, right? So if you're going to do that and you're going to make YouTube videos, well, you have to know how to make a thumbnail. And not just any kind of thumbnail that you just throw up there. It's going to have to be something that's a little bit attractive, that's very attractive, and that will entice people to want to click on your video to see what you're selling, right? The problem is a lot of new content creators like myself don't really know how to make a YouTube thumbnail. So they think that it's very time consuming, and they think that they're going to have to really study a lot and learn some kind of graphics design program like Photoshop in order to really get a good thumbnail like they see on they see professionals using on YouTube all the time, right? But that's not exactly the case. So today's video is just going to focus on teaching you how to quickly make a thumbnail in your free time. It takes about maybe 10 or 15 minutes just using your smartphone. And everything that I recommend on this channel is basically free or cheap anyway. So you're going to want to pay attention to this one. Now, if you like this video and you find the information in it useful for your projects, please like the video and subscribe to my channel, because I will be releasing more videos in the future that cover a lot of different topics specifically designed for new content creators or people who are designing their own original products or creating their own original media work. So please feel free to check out my links below and stop by my Nerdy Urges online store where you can find cool hoodies and apparel and coffee mugs from my original comics and mobile game series that I'm currently working on. And without any further ado, let's jump into the video. Now, all you will need to make your own thumbnails on your smartphone is a smartphone. You will need to download the PicsArt app from the App Store, and you will also need to have access to Safari or just some kind of web browser to download images, or a camera if you want to take your own images, and that's it. Right, so the first thing that you're going to do after you downloaded the PicsArt app is you're going to open it on your phone, and it's going to look like this. So the next thing that you're going to do is you're going to actually open up some pictures from your camera roll on your phone while you're in PicsArt. And these will be the background and the photo that you'll use for making your thumbnail. In my case, I'm going to be making a thumbnail for my Twitch and YouTube stream videos of Soul Calibur 6, which I'm playing right now on both platforms for streaming. Now, the first thing you're going to need to do is you're going to need to crop your image for YouTube thumbnail size, which normally in other graphics program is a pain, but in PicsArt it's pretty easy because I actually have a template for it that you can just scroll through and select down at the bottom. So once the image has been cropped, you're just going to save it to your camera roll for now. After that, you're going to reopen the image in PicsArt, just like you did before. So you're just going to press the round plus button, and you're going to select the image that you just saved to your camera roll, like this one. And then from there, you actually have a lot of options from there. So you can kind of play around with the background color of your image by going to the square shape. And you can change the background color of this for anything. So like right now I'm kind of selecting a light red. But if I don't like the light red, I can go into the color picker here. And I can just kind of adjust the colors to whatever I want, really. So this is a really useful feature that you might use for other types of pictures. For a YouTube channel video, I don't really use this one so much because it's under the square shape option. So that means I would have to recrop the image afterward. But you can use it if you want to put like some background or lines around your image. But what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of that right now. So we're just going to drag it to the top of the screen and then save the background color itself. And now comes the fun part. So I'm going to reopen PicsArt, and I need a picture of myself because I like to put my own pictures within my thumbnails. So I'm going to go to my camera roll, and I'm going to find any random picture of myself that I would like to crop and put into my thumbnail image. So I'm going to choose this one with me wearing my sweatshirt of Alex, one of the characters from my game and my app series. And this one looks pretty good, but of course it's got a lot of background on it. So I'm not going to really be able to do too much with this as is. So when I open this up in PicsArt, I'm going to pay attention to a lot of the coloring. I'm going to use the editing tools below to kind of cut around this image. So there's two ways you can do it. You can kind of try to cut around this image, or you can simply press the button in a lot of cases below, and it will try to outline the image for you. This is very good for photos of yourself because it'll try to find the contours of your body and automatically select it. So then that saves you a lot of work. And of course, it does have like some feathered stuff around it and some areas that you're probably going to want to cut out. So that's what this pen and eraser tool are for. And you can scale the size of this eraser tool as needed to like really go into fine detail and like, really get your image, exactly the way that you want it. So I'm just kind of gonna like play around with this a little bit, zoom in, zoom out, take out some areas that I think I really won't need for the thumbnail. But I'm not gonna spend too much time doing this for this video. And I think that looks good enough. So I'm going to save this. And it's going to save it to your stickers, but you're also going to want to save this to your camera roll. And because there's a lot of other effects that you can put on this as well. PicsArt has a ton of effects, lots of stuff you can do. You can change the artistic style. You can make yourself look like pencil drawing, whatever you want to do. PicsArt basically has it covered. So I use this application a lot. And it's very convenient because you can use this app anywhere. Like in Tokyo, I take the train a lot to get from point A to point B. So I'll just whip out my PicsArt app on the train and do some like graphics design, or do some coloring or some editing on some of my previous work. And that saves me the trouble of having to do this when I get home. Just look at the filters that are available in this app. It's unbelievable. And this is basically for the free version. For the paid version, you get even more. And you don't even have to worry about the watermarks. And with all of the tools, you can generally adjust the size or like even the opacity. You can use like stuff like darken, lighten, or whatever. And then once you're finished, and you like it, you can just save it to your camera roll as usual. All right, so now that we have most of our elements saved that we're going to need to make our thumbnail, we're going to reopen PicsArt again. And we're just going to navigate to our camera roll. And we have three images that we're going to be using. We're going to be using the background image first, the one that we cropped and saved for YouTube, for the YouTube size. And, you can play around with the settings on this if you like. If not, then you can go directly to importing your other image, which will be the background. Now, the reason why I created that red background is because I want to make a divider between, kind of split the image like you'll see a lot of YouTube thumbnails have. So we're going to use this to kind of put like a divider between it. And you can add like some cool effects to this by like fading it out, twisting it, turning it. Later, we're even gonna probably put a border around this. But there are so many options that are available using the tools below. But I'm gonna leave it like this for now. And then I'm going to import myself. Yay! All right, there I am. And I can resize myself and kind of put myself anywhere that I want to in this picture. So I'm gonna, like I said, I'm going for a split view kind of thing, because I'm going to use the same background as a template for other YouTube video that I'm going to be streaming on Soul Calibur, right? So I've got the Soul Calibur background. I have a divider between myself. And right now, the right side of the thumbnail is blank because I have not imported a character. So I'm not going to do that for this video because I'm just building a template right now. And now we're going to move on to adding some text, right? So the text in this is like ridiculously simple to use. You can, if you use Instagram stories, then you basically know how to use these. So you can you can change the font, you can resize it, you can drag it around anywhere that you want. So it's pretty easy to use as a text editor. And then when you're finished with that one, you can also change the color of the text. In this case, what I'm doing is I'm actually changing the border color to red, and I'm increasing the border size of it to where, the Wild Blade, my name, actually stands out a little bit more and looks like it's highlighted. Then after that, I'm going to move to creating another text that just says plays. And again, I can change the font to whatever I want. I can change the size to whatever I want. So here's me playing around with a few different fonts. One of the things that you're not going to be able to do with this is import your own fonts because you are doing this on a smartphone, right? So that's kind of one of the downsides. If you want to use a particular font, it might not be available. But I find that for basic work and basic thumbnail editing, a lot of the fonts that they have available should do well enough. So I'm going to change the color of plays to light blue, and I'm putting a slightly darker blue border around it and increasing the size of that to where it stands out. So now we have Wild Blade plays. And then I'm going to add one or two more text areas to let people know what I'm playing. So the name of the game. And you can also change the alignment of your text, so you can make it left aligned, right aligned, or basically whatever you want. So I was gonna put this text I was gonna try to fit this text into the little red area, the red divider area, but it would have been too small, and I really want the name of the game to kind of stand out. So I'm making this text size a little bit bigger. And to make this text stand out a little bit more, kind of jump out from the rest of the image, I'm going to increase the black border size of it. And there's other things I could probably do with this, but right now, just to save time on this video, this is good enough. So after I've done that, I've just got to move my text around, and as long as I don't hit apply, everything that I do is still kind of editable. Once I hit apply, then that means that I can't really edit this image anymore. It kind of locks it. So remember, if you want to save your progress, you have to hit apply, and you have to do that anyway before you can go to the next screen to save. So yeah, that's what we've got so far. So I've got my title, I've got my name, and now we're going to play with this border and kind of make it look a little bit cooler. The divider. So I'm adding a black background to the divider using the tools below. So you do have your border tool where you can kind of like play around with the inside of the border. You can change the colors, you can change the size of the inner border. So I really highly recommend that you play around with this app and just like test out everything, because I'm not going to have time to cover all of the features of it. There's just too many in this video. But if you download it, like I said, it's a free download. You can play with anything that you want and just kind of find out what works for you. And this is what we have right now. So we've got a very decent looking, thumbnail with a nice divider between like myself, a good title, for the game, and like a little bit of extra space to add some additional elements to it later if we want to. I'm still kind of playing around with this border, but I think I'll leave it alone in a little bit, just for the sake of making this video shorter. But yeah, this is PicsArt. So, and keep in mind, all of this is done on my iPhone. I mean, I could be, I could be like sitting down eating breakfast doing this at the same time, and it doesn't take hardly any effort to do this. And actually, this looks like it's almost complete. So I think we might leave this as the template for right now. I mean, we might just stop here because there are some additional elements that I'll show you how to add to it later, because you're probably going to want to add like a few other things, like maybe if you're streaming, especially, you might want to add which channels you're streaming on. So, yeah, I think we're going to go ahead and do that. So I stream on Twitch, so I'm going to add a Twitch logo to this as well. So I'm just going to go to Safari and I'm going to download a Twitch logo. Anyone will do. And but I like to probably go with the transparent one in this case. And then I'm going to toss it into PicsArt. And I'm going to add an image to my thumbnail that I'm working on right now. So I'm just checking to see which Twitch logo I want to go with. And then I'm going to, yeah, I went in and I saved that. Actually, I went and I cut out all of the white part, all of the white text. So that way I can make it transparent, and I'll show you why I did that in a little bit. So I'm going to toss this Twitch image into my my thumbnail that I'm creating, and there goes. It loads it right in the middle of my my screen. So I'm gonna have to shrink this guy down, and basic standard sweet, like you can basically do anything that you want with it. So I'm like scaling it down, moving it around. And one reason why I chose this transparent Twitch logo is because I want to adjust the colors on this. So right now it's this purple color, and it doesn't really match. So I can adjust the hue and the saturation and the color of this thing to make it still stand out, but kind of match my background a little bit better. So I'm gonna switch this, kind of like change this to a little bit of a pinkish red color to where it blends in better with the transparent divider that I've got. I mean, I could bump it all the way up to yellow or green, and and then it would really stand out, but it just wouldn't match. So I'm looking for a good mid color. I think something around here would be nice to make it noticeable, but just not like bright white, because that would throw people off, I think. So yeah, something around this color looks pretty good. And like you can just kind of keep playing with stuff until you're satisfied with it, and once you're done with it, you can just kind of lock it down and save it. Right, and now since I've done Twitch and I also stream on YouTube, I'm gonna go ahead and find a good YouTube logo and toss that one in there below my Twitch logo, because I do stream on both platforms. So I will put links to my streaming channels at the bottom of this video as well. So please stop by and check me out. I still have not decided on my streaming schedule, which is a big sin, I know that. But I'm thinking probably I'll be streaming mainly on Wednesdays and Fridays when I'm not so busy. Right now I'm streaming Anthem and Soul Calibur 6 since I just restarted my channel. So yeah, please stop by to check me out. I highly encourage it, because I'll be doing some funny stuff and giving away some free objects, free items on my store. But let's see, what kind of YouTube logo do I want to go for? I don't want to go for the standard one, so I like the square one. So I'm kind of checking out my other options right now. Sorry about that. To see which one would kind of match this thumbnail better. And I do want something with the YouTube text in it, so I think I'm going to go with this black one. And again, one thing that if you'll notice I'm doing is I'm selecting images that have transparent backgrounds. And that's very important, because if you try to adjust the color on ones that have solid background, then it probably won't look right. So this looks just fine. It's got the transparent background. I can shrink it down like I need to, move them around. And then all I have to do is, find a good placement for it. And this, I do want this one to stand out, but, I don't want it to like just totally throw off the color of my divider here. So once again, I'm going to use the tools below. And I'm going to play around with the settings, just maybe adjust the hue, saturation a little bit until I find a suitable hue or saturation that that more closely matches the color of my divider here. And this one looks not so bad. Let's see. A little bit of red here would go pretty nicely, I think. Yeah. So it kind of looks like it fits into the divider a little bit instead of like it's like standing apart from it. But you can also do stuff like put a drop shadow on here, and there's techniques for doing that. But I mean, like, I don't want to make this video too long, so I think I'm gonna crop it, like leave it off here, and just play around with the size a little bit. And I think our YouTube logo is good to go. All right, so of course, after I've finished with everything, I'm going to save it to my camera roll and make sure that everything looks decent. You do get a lot of advertisements with this, so. And actually, that is it. This is our completed thumbnail. And it didn't really take very long. So if you like this video, thanks for watching. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And also follow me on my Twitch stream, where I'll be doing more like video game tutorials and video game walkthroughs tutorials. And I'll be also adding some educational videos to my channel as well. And also don't forget to check out my store, my Nerdy Urges online store, where you can find like cool apparel items and coffee mugs and stuff like that related to my Wildfire Expanded Universe projects. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and if you have any comments, please feel free to drop them in the comment section below, positive or negative, and I'll try to make my my videos better next time. But yes, I'm looking forward to hearing from you guys, and if any of you use any of these techniques or are using PicsArt and have decided to start designing your thumbnails there, please send me links to them so I can check out your work, because I'm very interested to see what you guys can come up with, because like I said, PicsArt is awesome and has a lot of functionality and a lot of tools that will just blow you away for a little cheap app on your smartphone. So definitely check it out. And like I said, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye for now.